Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter Podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live with a special Friday edition of Ringside Reporter. And this is the weigh-in for the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight. Tyson Fury weighed in at 273 pounds. 273. Go marinate on that.
Awesome.
Deontay Wilder weighed in at 231 pounds. Listen, man, I don't know about you, Beeb. I don't know about you. But the more I thought about this all week long. What is it? Brian and Jesse Reekin betting $200 on this fight before seeing him weigh in. And now that I see the weigh in, I'm as convinced as ever that I did the right thing by just staying out of it. Because I'll be honest, man, neither guy, I don't like Deontay Wilder heavy. I think his best weight is around 220 or so. He's at 231, and he's been 230, as high as 233. He was 233, I believe, in the Brazil fight.
No, 229.
In the Brazil fight?
Yeah, this is his highest weight.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look at BoxRec. Hold on.
Yeah, this is his highest
I got
weight.
it up here. Let me see.
Unless I'm wrong, I think his highest was 229 before this.
No, he was 233. Oh, 223. You're right. 223 for Brazil.
Yeah, his highest weight before this was 229, Eric. I'm almost positive.
233 against Kelvin Price. 223, excuse me. I need glasses, Beeb.
Yeah, he's never been higher than 229. It's his highest.
Let me tell you what, I need glasses because I thought it was 233.
No.
And I'm looking at BoxRec before we came on the show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, he's been 233 a couple of times. Let me tell you what, my eyes, this is what happens when you get older. Your eyes
He's
just
been
go south.
229 a couple times. That's his highest weight.
So this is his highest weight then, 231. Okay.
And this is Tyson Fury's second highest weight because he was as high. No, second highest weight because he was 274 for Joey Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen Tyson Fury at 270, and I've seen when I know about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago when I broke this fight down. I said that he's going to go on the inside and lean on him and make this a close quarters type fight. Put his head on his right shoulder. Just disrupt Deontay Wilder's rhythm and make him hold his weight and force Deontay Wilder to hold his weight on the inside while he's working the body and shooting uppercuts and short hooks on the inside. I've seen him when he is this weight fight that way. I think that's the plan. Now everyone's coming out and saying it now. Now they actually revealed it. I knew it 2 weeks ago because I was talking to them. So now they're revealing that he wants to fight on. He's going to fight it on the inside.
You were talking to Sugar Hill and his crew.
Yeah, I don't want to get too into it because I already spilled the beans. I probably
shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
I may get in trouble for doing that, but not really because me and Tyson Fury knows how I am. So I think for what Tyson Fury wants to do and needs to do, this may not be a bad weight. But on the other hand, for what Deontay Wilder needs to do and probably thinks he's going to be able to do, this may not be the greatest weight. And I will say this. Tyson Fury's never been a body beautiful, but he looked solid.
How do you know? How do you know? He didn't take his shirt off. That was the other thing.
I could see the definition, bulging through the
like
shirt.
You did with Andy Ruiz. That was breast tissue, son. Listen,
that was a fluke. But
but that's a telltale sign. Listen, to me, that's always a telltale. Wilder took his shirt off, and Callie King says, "Did Wilder look out of shape?" Not at all. This is Brian. He's got $200 on a fight. Not at all. No, he did not look out of shape at all. He looked good, but I just don't like him that heavy. Listen, he looked like a bodybuilder in there. I mean, he really did. He looks muscled up. I don't like him.
I think Fury, you're right. Fury did look like a bodybuilder. You're right. Did you see his arms?
He looked like the towel boy, Did
you see his arms? His arms were jacked.
His arms were jacked.
We don't want to reveal too much. This is part of our mind games.
You know what's funny though? Like yesterday, when he went on ESPN, he had that big jacket on, And I looked at him and I'm like, either he's heavier or this is like a big mind game.
But this is not another Andy Ruiz. I honestly
no. There's a big difference between the way he looks and the way Andy Ruiz looks.
I honestly think that there's some quality mass coming along with this 271. I do. And I watched him train and stuff. No, there's some this is muscle mass. This is not fat.
Well, then how come he didn't take off his shirt?
We don't want to show too much.
You don't want to show too much.
It's part of the mind. It's part of the mind games. It's part of the mind games. Listen, he's already shown his body before with love handles. It doesn't matter to him.
Well, then I don't. Yeah, he has. I mean, but it was a little weird.
We're gonna unveil a masterpiece.
Unveil. You got that?
Unveil. It's my accent. It's my Boston accent.
It's your Boston accent, right?
I sometimes when I go to Publix, they notice it. But he's gonna unveil a masterpiece when he takes that shirt off tomorrow night.
You know what? I will tell you this. We're looking at, because you can't tell anything without a shirt off. You don't know what he looks like underneath.
Yeah, but you could see the pecs bulging out of that shirt.
But I will tell you this.
There was
his arms look lean. His arms look lean, and his legs look lean.
And his face looks lean too.
And you know what? And when we saw there was a picture of him jumping rope in camp, and he had a shirt on, obviously, but he looked lean. He doesn't look.
He's not shaking like he's solid.
Yeah, he's not right. There's not a lot of jelly there. It didn't look like anyway. We'll find out tomorrow.
Like my father used to say, that must be jelly because jam don't sure don't shake like that. That's jam. That's jam. It's not jelly.
Jam.
That's jam, Daddy.
So, but I tell you, after. I tell you what, man, it's funny because
he's chiseled. He's chiseled. Look at his jawline.
His jawline. What's the matter with you?
High cheekbones, nice and tight.
Oh my goodness. It's funny because after this weigh-in, I couldn't be persuaded to bet on either one of them. I really couldn't, because again, Tyson Fury, the heaviest or one around the heavy, he was 276 for Sefer Safiri on his comeback. After the Klitschko fight. But to me, Tyson Fury's best weight was when he was around 254, 255, 250, in that range, because he's mobile. He moves around and everything like that. So you think there's going to be a different game plan? You think he's going to work the inside? Brian Kenny, it was funny because they were talking about that on the pre-show. Brian Kenny says, well, why would he want to be close to Deontay Wilder?
Because Brian Kenny's a fucking idiot.
Doesn't know
He's a fucking idiot.
Nothing. That's how you smother the power, stupid.
Well, not only that, that's 100% correct, which I said before, but not only that, he's the bigger guy. He can put the weight on him, and he's a better inside fighter. When has Wilder ever done damage on the inside?
Wilder needs that extension.
When Fury fought Chisora and beat him twice, he fought him on the inside. He grinded him down on the inside. Ripped his body. Wilder's not a body puncher. He's not. Listen, Wilder's is great at what he does, and he's got a very, very underrated jab. I've been saying that for the last 2 years. And now other people are starting to say. I swear, people must be watching this show, because now they're repeating the same thing I said 2 years ago. Now, can't be ironic. It can't be a coincidence. Okay, I'm gonna start filing lawsuits.
They listen to us.
But and he does have very quick feet. But the thing is he keeps his feet wide apart. He doesn't have. When you look at Tyson Fury, his whole stance and the way he can do a lot of multiple things in there, the way he can just switch on, like he could just switch things up on the turn of a dime, like going from southpaw to orthodox. Just the way he's just so much more smoother in everything he does. So his stance and his style is better suited for the inside. Wilder with like the wide feet, like same thing. Lennox Lewis, all the fighters that have like a wide stance like that, they're not inside fighters. Lennox Lewis was an okay inside fighter, but more often than not, he would always grab every time a guy got close to him,
yes,
he chose to not fight them off. He would grab them and push them
right.
like
He was a distance guy.
But you know how you can tell guys that are like that by their feet. Guys that have that spread their feet wide apart, they're not good inside fighters. They're just not, because that stance shows you that you're looking to launch from long range. You're looking to, shoot a power straight shot. That's what the feet positioning suggests, and that's what the feet positioning is set up for. Deontay Wilder constantly edges back, and they talked about, Tyson Fury, like Tim Bradley was. I can't even believe sometimes when I listen to him talk that he was a boxer before when he says things. It's like, Tyson Fury, his one biggest mistake is he moves straight back. Usually top heavyweights don't do that. Muhammad Ali made a living off of going straight back. The Klitschko's used to lean straight back. A lot of tall fighters,
big going straight back.
A lot of tall fighters do that. I understand that, when you're being taught to box, don't move straight back. But do you think when you watch a fight that a fighter never ever moves straight back? Like, of course you he made it sound like, like Deontay Wilder moves straight back too.
Yeah, he does.
It's like, but the thing is, when Tyson Fury does move straight back, he does kind of slide his head off to the side while he's doing it. And I'm not sitting there saying, moving straight back or leaning straight back. Like Ali always did it, lean back like that. Lennox Lewis always did it. So did both Klitschko brothers. Taller fighters or fighters that have good reflexes tend to do it because more often than not they can get away with it.
A lot of European fighters tend to fight like that as well.
Yeah, and he moved straight back, but he also put his head off to the side when he did. So it's not like his head was right there. Deontay Wilder made a great move when he threw the right hand. He came up, he threw it from an angle. You know what I mean? He followed Fury's head. So, credit Deontay Wilder for lining that punch up beautifully, more so than, Fury making the mistake,
Right.
So that's the ridiculous thing listening to Bradley. Like, he's like, I've never seen a boxer like Fury, tall and with his ability and skill set, move straight back. I just named like fucking 5 fighters that do it. So, I mean, stop. Like it's like fucking some egregious thing that's like a credulous thing that you've never seen before. You used to move straight back, Tim. That's how fucking Pacquiao hit you with the left hand. I mean, he was a great fighter, Tim Bradley. I like him, and he's a good person.
I hate Tim Bradley.
But I hate him as an announcer. He's a horrible announcer. Horrible.
I didn't like him as a fighter either. 323-870-3857 if you want to call in, give your predictions. All that other good stuff. Were you shocked at anything you saw at the weigh-in?
Yes. I'll tell you what I was shocked about. I did not know that we were going to bring that many of our fans over. I did not. when we showed up in full force like that, and we were drowning out like the Deontay Wilder cheers.
Didn't it feel like the Ricky Hatton days?
And that place was packed. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to eat my crow here, because I criticized Bob Arum for the way he was promoting Tyson Fury with the way the opponent. Yeah. I didn't think the opponents were as such that people were going to get behind Fury. But look, did you see that crowd in Vegas?
Yeah.
That whole crowd cheered for him.
It was insane.
Crowd cheered for him. And he was walking, like, people know him now. ESPN and Fox have done a phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal. I've never seen a better promoted event in my life. And I've never seen 2 powerhouses like ESPN. And these are the 2 biggest sports networks in the world. Yeah. Okay, for them to come together like this, and the way, and another thing I like too, that they're taking production team members from ESPN and Fox, and they're meshing them together. And I actually like the cohesiveness between the 2 teams.
Yeah,
I like that.
we'll talk about this more on Sunday, but there was rumors, of course, that Top Rank is going to be sold, and I would love to see it sold to PBC. That would be beautiful. I mean, that's great.
Well, he was saying that they were going to sell it to DAZN. Please don't do that.
Then we'll be back in the same boat,
Please don't do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
But if they were to sell to PBC, oh my God,
that'd be huge. How great would that be, huh?
But I was just amazed. Beautiful. I was amazed at how the crowd was cheering so hard for Fury, and they were actually booing Wilder. I've never seen Wilder booed like that before, ever.
So your pick is still Fury to win decision or what? Or decision. By knockout?
Decision, but here's the thing. This is the bet that I'm recommending. The over-under is 10.5. Okay? So you pick Fury and you take the under, you're covered. You're covered. Because I don't think it's impossible for Fury to knock him out. And I'll tell you why. I think both guys have pretty good conditioning. But Wilder was exhausted. He was exhausted that fight. He had to dig, and credit to him for digging down deep. But Fury did not look tired at all at any point in that fight. And he got knocked down twice. Okay? Wilder looked tired a lot in that fight. A lot.
And he was, 212 for the last fight?
And he was 209 when he entered the ring, they said. Okay?
And so now he's 20 pounds heavier?
Yeah. So I don't think it's impossible for Fury to wear him down and stop him late. But I'm making the conservative pick and just picking Fury to win straight. But I'm taking the under because I think either guy could knock the other guy out. But I don't think Wilder can outbox Fury. I don't. And I go back to that Ortiz fight.
No.
I go back.
No ways outboxing Fury.
I go back to that.
Chance.
I go back to that Ortiz fight. Okay. Yeah. Where Ortiz looked better in the second fight than he did the first fight.
Right. Tiny Tim, thank you so much. He said, if you guys get a chance, look at Fury's reality show. Maybe warm to him. Will do. I'll tell you what, man. I saw the weigh-in, and I picked Wilder. I picked Wilder by knockout. I think he'll catch him at some point earlier in the week. After seeing the weigh-in, there's nothing there to really make me change my pick. I think that Fury's going to be a step slower, but I think Wilder's going to be a step slower. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know who's going to win. You don't think he's going to be a step slower, 20 pounds heavier? He's got to be, Beeb. Come on. Look at Andy Ruiz was 15 pounds heavier, and he's a lot of steps slower. His average weight throughout the course of his career, he's like 265. Right, but we know that his best weight, and that's 9 pounds heavier. That's still 9 pounds heavier. When he's lighter, I don't think those have been his best. I don't think that was his best performance against Klitschko. I don't. When his best performance against Wilder, that was a good performance. 254, wasn't it? No, he was like 260. He was like 257. So. And here's another thing, Eric. When you get older, it was 256 for Wilder. Okay. When you get older, you get heavier anyways. You know what I mean? A guy that's 6'9". No, yeah, if he was 290, or 295 or 300, then I would be concerned. He was 254 for his last fight, so we can't blame this on age. Yeah, but again, he was probably doing a different training regimen. He wasn't eating as much. He wasn't doing the weight training. He's doing weight training. He's doing different types of training. What if you were to measure him? What if you were to measure him, his body fat, right? And his body fat was actually lower at 271. With that, or 273. How would you feel there? We'd have to see it. What if his body looks better? This, though, I know this. If he was ripped up, he would have took his shirt off at that weigh-in. I mean, that's bottom line. That's brass tacks,
Well,
right?
you never know why a guy would weigh it. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, when he fought Hagler, he weighed in with his shirt on. I mean, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So who knows?
Yeah, but when you're weighing at 273 or whatever.
But we can't always assume when a guy's heavier he's fatter. We can't.
And truth is, the word says that Wilder looked in shape, Fury looked sluggish. I don't necessarily buy that, but Wilder did look in shape. There's no question about it. My big concern with Wilder's shape, though, is, again, he's carrying 10, 20 more pounds than he did last fight or the last time these guys met. And I think his optimum weight is around the 210 to 220 range. He's in the 231 range. That's not good, man.
Let me ask you a question.
I think he's going to get tired faster is what I think. That's extra weight he's got to carry. I don't like that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I weighed about 188 in the summertime in June. I'm 205 now. Do I look a lot different?
No, but I can only see your face too. I don't know. I don't see you on a daily basis.
Do I look a lot different? Not really. Not really. My pants fit the same. The only thing is my upper body and the shirts are a little filled out, but that's about it. Pants fit the same. Listen.
Right. Well, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Okay. You want to know why he was lighter the last camp? Because I think actually he was restricting his calories a lot. I think he made a concerted effort to worry about what the scale said, mm-hmm. and not what the mirror said, and not what how he felt. So that was more of a number thing with him. So the way they were talking about this training camp was, we're not concerned about the scale. We're concerned about the quality of his training and just how he feel. Like we're trying to optimize him the best we can, and we're not going to gauge that by what that scale number says. We're going to gauge that by our eyes and what the mirror says and how he trains. So they said that was his worst camp ever in the first fight, and this was a much better camp. I mean, I just like what I'm seeing.
See, I'll tell you what, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the fact that he's heavier.
All right.
I don't like the fact that, the other thing was too, he was doing well with Ben Davidson. He switched off of Ben Davidson and went to Sugar Hill. I'm not a big Sugar Hill guy. I thought
I'll be honest with you. I like Sugar Hill. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I like Sugar Hill a lot, but I don't think he should have got rid of Ben Davidson either. But here's the thing. He wanted to keep, this is what I don't understand. He wanted to keep them both, but then Ben didn't want to be second fiddle, I guess. But Roach was in the corner last time, so he shared kind of training duties with Roach last time. So I don't know.
Liked it either.
I don't know if he wanted Ben to be the secondary trainer and Sugar Hill be the main trainer.
Yeah.
Whereas Ben was the main trainer last time and Roach was the secondary trainer. So maybe that could have been a problem too. But we'll see. We'll see what like
he has, in fairness, he has worked with Sugar Hill in the past. This is not a new thing for him.
Well, and also he told you he was coming in at 270, where Andrew Ruiz didn't. Andrew Ruiz told you that he was going to actually lose weight. So Andrew Ruiz told you he was going to come in leaner. I'm going to try to look like Joshua. I want to try to get some abs. He said that all throughout the build up to the fight.
Yeah, right.
What did Tyson Fury tell you? He said, I'm going to be 270. Goes, I'm eating better than I've ever eaten. I've eaten more than I've ever eaten. We've actually sent him a couple cases of MegaFit meals, so we know he's eating quality food.
Which is not good, man.
We're pulling out the calipers. We have to pull out the calipers. We got to prove something to you.
Again, we'll see how he looks tomorrow. He could be, he could have gained weight. And
I bet you he has abs. I bet you he has abs tomorrow.
Oh, you're on, son. You're on. I'm taking that bet.
I bet you he's shredded tomorrow.
You bet I'm taking that one. Did
you see the definition in his arms? That should have told you enough right there.
His arms look lean. He didn't look defined. They look lean.
No, they were shredded. Lean. They were shredded, those arms. You didn't see it?
No. What's the matter with you?
You didn't see that brachius maximus?
Oh, my goodness. 530. Robert, you're live.
Good evening, guys.
Robert, how are you, man?
I'm doing okay.
Robert, can I ask you a question?
When I saw,
Can I ask you a question? I heard a rumor.
here we go. Go ahead, Joe.
He knows what you're gonna say.
I heard a rumor. Tell me if this rumor is true. I heard that you're not buying this pay-per-view tomorrow night. Is that true?
No, I'm not. This will be the second Wilder pay-per-view.
Wow, this was the greatest decision we ever made, Eric.
Oh, stop it. What's the matter
Imagine,
with you? Oh, stop
imagine him not buying this. This is the biggest heavyweight fight in the last decade, and he's not even buying this.
I will tell you this, Hamed. Yes, you can call in, but I will tell you this: he does have a point. He does have a point. That undercard is not stacked.
I don't care. I'll pay $500 for the main event.
You pay $500.
I'll pay $500 for the main event.
Fury's got abs, right?
Did you
Robert,
see?
do you think Fury's got abs?
I'm concerned about both of their weights, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I am too.
Don't try to copy what Eric said. Don't try to copy what Eric said.
No, I've got a mind of my own. I am 55 years old, Joe.
I don't care. I don't care. You can still
copy.
copy people at 55. I know people that are parrots at 55.
Parented at 55.
You know.
I went to friggin' Petco the other day. I saw a 55-year-old parrot in the cage.
By the way, speaking of age, happy birthday, Lisa.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll relay that to her.
Tell me you said something nice.
Anyway, no, honestly, last time Wilder weighed 212, Fury weighed 256 and a half, and we know what kind of fight that turned out to be. This time Wilder's 231, Fury's 273. Now I do see what Beeb is talking about, where Fury could make it a phone booth kind of fight and lean on him and make it difficult for him to get space to throw punches. But on the other side, if Fury does that, then that's going to put Wilder closer to Fury's bad cut, and he'll have more opportunity to open that up.
Yeah.
How's he going to open up the bad cut if he can't throw a punch, Robbie?
Headbutt.
Headbutt.
Yeah, but Tyson Fury's taller than him.
And
Okay.
Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Wilder knows about that cut, and don't be surprised if he throws a few headbutts in there to open it up.
Okay, can I explain something to people? How cuts really occur, mostly from punches. They come from punches that are strafing, punches that are scraping type punches. Deontay Wilder, when he throws punches, he throws them flush with this part of the fist. He never takes his jab and goes like he throws his jab straight. Guys that throw up jabs, guys that scrape, okay, that scrape the eye. All right. Tyson Fury has had scar tissue on that eye since the Chisora fight. He's had problems with that eye before. It's been cut before. It's not the first time this eye's been cut. So if Tyson, if Deontay Wilder didn't open it up in the first fight, I'm not saying it's impossible that the cut's not going to open up. I'm not saying that, but I think it could be possibly improbable, because when you fight on the inside, Fury's going to have his head off to the side on Deontay Wilder's right shoulder. He's going to be smothering that right hand. He's basically going to put his head there, and he's going to wrap his arm around up underneath. This is an old Kronk tactic. You'll see it. He's going to wrap it up and underneath, and he's going to pull it, and then he's going to have the other hand free, and that's when he's going to start digging uppercuts and body shots. And then he's going to push him and turn him, and I'm telling you, I know the game plan. I know the game plan.
I'll tell you what, we've never seen anybody really go to Wilder's body. We've never really seen anybody go. Louis Ortiz did it last time, and I thought it was pretty effective. So what we think is going to happen is that it's going to be a close telephone booth style fight. Like you said, with him doing a lot of body shots. But now that's the game plan. We suspect that's the game plan. However, I am worried about that cut. That was a bad, deep cut. And there's absolutely, listen, man, I'm not a doctor, but I don't know how it could be 100% healed now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And Eric, if I'm not mistaken, that fight took place in September. It is February. It's only been 5 months.
Yeah,
unless
not long.
He went to see a plastic surgeon. Unless he went to see some kind of plastic surgeon and had some work done.
He did have
I
some
think
work
there's
done.
a real good possibility that Wilder could open up that cut, either with a butt or a punch.
Look, it didn't open up in the Brad Strowman fight, so if it didn't open up there,
And Braun Strowman's a big guy.
and Braun Strowman's a big puncher,
Yeah, he's a big guy.
so that didn't open it up.
And he slammed him. I mean,
Slammed him.
He came in there and attacked him at the NXT place.
He headbutted him too.
Broke his ankle. Almost broke his ankle.
Didn't open up. Didn't open up in the fight against Brad Strowman. So
yeah, well, I got to agree with Beeb here on this one.
Okay, all right. Well,
The
I guess
Braun
we'll
Strowman
have to,
fight.
I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow night to see. But
Robbie, who are you taking in this fight?
you won't be saying it though, Robbie, because you're not buying it.
I like Fury. I like Fury because in the first fight, I thought Fury totally dominated the fight, except for the 2 rounds that he got knocked down in. And frankly, my opinion of this fight, if Tyson Fury can stay on his feet, he's going to be the new WBC heavyweight champion. That's the way I see it.
Does he stay on his feet though, Robert?
And
you
Yes.
got the cut. There's rumors of an ankle injury going around. He's 274. I mean, does he stay on his feet? And does he stay on his feet fighting inside?
Honestly,
I don't know.
Honestly, with the way he came in at the weigh-in, and with the way Wilder came in at the weigh-in, I don't think he stays on his feet, unfortunately, and that's bad news. Because also keep this in mind.
So you think
Wilder
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Wilder's knocked out everybody that he's faced, and Fury is the only one that I know of. Somebody can correct me, and I'm sure they will. Tyson Fury is the only one that I know of that has been able to get up from any of his punches.
Romain Stavern.
Romain Stavern.
Yeah, Romain Stavern.
Well, yeah, okay, but I
Rocky
mean,
games
we
tonight,
all
Robbie.
saw what Wilder did to Stavern the second time around.
Well,
so,
we're not talking about the
but
second time. I'm talking about the first
I
time.
don't.
That was
Yeah.
a prime Stavern.
I don't.
Stavern was
I didn't remember Stavern going down, but okay.
I think it was the 7th round he went out.
Yeah, he got knocked down.
Yeah. It was a hard shot, too.
Okay.
I thought he was going to finish him
But-
off, and he didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm picking Fury to be the new WBC heavyweight champion because he had a wonderful game plan the first time around. I hope he uses something similar the second time around, but with his weight the way it is, I think he's going to do exactly what Beeb said, and it's going to be an interesting fight.
Well, Robbie,
Believe me, I'm going to be looking around. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro. One thing you guys aren't taking into consideration: how many times has Wilder has had injuries to that right hand and that right arm? He broke it. So allegedly, he broke his right forearm in the first fight, and he's got pins in that right hand now. He said because he broke that right hand a couple times. So that whole
What
arm.
gloves is he wearing tomorrow?
I'm not sure, but that whole arm has been injured several occasions. So he's 34 years old. He's getting older now. So that's what a lot of people are taking into consideration. He's getting older. Okay. He's injured that hand and that arm on multiple occasions. And when I watched him training for this fight, the footage that I saw, he wasn't throwing it. Just like in the first fight, he wasn't throwing it because he said in the first fight, I'm not going to risk injuring this hand and not getting paid for it. I'd rather injure it in the fight. So if he's not throwing it while he's training, because all I see JD's doing is, throw that left hook, throw that. Like they've been working on the hook more so than the right hand. So if he's not throwing that right hand in camp anymore, if he didn't throw it in camp for the first fight in fear of injury, there's a good chance he didn't throw it a lot in this camp for fear of injury as well, because it's prone to injury. Because once you break a hand, it's very prone. History has shown us that, correct? How many times did Floyd Mayweather and Paul Malignaggi break their hands? Several times.
Malinaji several times.
So this is one thing.
Mayweather quite a few times also.
This is one thing that people are feeling to mention here is that injury to the right hand. And again, I hate to repeat myself, but I have not seen him throw that right hand in any of the training footage. And they showed a lot of training footage, and what he was doing primarily was just jabbing his left hook. Wasn't throwing his right hand a lot.
They're really working on the left hook. And they worked on the left hook for the last fight.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, he should never throw that punch again.
But the jab, but I will say I love his jab now. His jab is really good now.
See, I'm not real crazy about his jab. I'm not real crazy about anything he does.
I like how
always seems to land that shot.
I like how he's moving his feet very quickly now too. He's moving good on his feet now too. Gotta give him that.
Here's the big question, guys. I have a feeling the referee is going to play a big part in tomorrow night's fight.
Who is the ref tomorrow?
That is?
Hopefully it's not Jack Reese. Jesus.
It's Kenny Bayless.
Fine.
Well, no, it's in Nevada, so it'll be like Kenny Bayless,
right.
Robert Byrd, or Russell.
It's Kenny
Moore,
Bayless.
It's Kenny Bayless.
It's Kenny Bayless.
Okay.
So as long as your name's not Floyd Mayweather,
wow.
he'll let guys fight on the inside.
He doesn't like anybody touching Floyd on the inside.
Anyone goes near Floyd Mayweather within a fucking 12-inch radius. Bring it up.
He doesn't like that, does he?
Yeah.
No, he sure doesn't.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So Robert, you're picking Tyson Fury by decision?
He's got to stay on his feet because if he goes down, he's going to lose. The only way he wins this fight is if he stays on his feet.
Well,
he'll win by decision.
He went down twice in the last fight and he didn't lose. So I don't know, man. If he could take Wilder's punch in the last fight, being 75%, now he's 110%. I don't know.
But I'll tell you one thing, guys. If Fury wins tomorrow night, this is going to set up a third fight between these two. So keep that in mind.
Nelson Santos says, Mr. Pragmatic, meaning me, hates everything Deontay does other than that right hand. He's 100% right. He's 100% right. Because he doesn't do anything. Like I said, man, he doesn't have a great jab. He doesn't have a great left hand. He should never throw that left hook again. He doesn't have a good left hook. He doesn't have good movement. He doesn't have good head movement. But he's got a killer right hand. And for whatever reason, he lands this constantly. He's landed it on everybody he's faced. So he does something right.
It's because of the jab. Know? He lines it up beautifully with the jab.
Well,
he does something right, man.
Deontay Wilder always said, what is it that Deontay Wilder always says, Eric? Everybody that I fight has to be perfect for 36 minutes. I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds.
That's right. Just 2 seconds. And he's 100% right. But you know what? And it's something I've always said, even back in the Tyson days and everything, someone is going to be able to handle your power. You will not be able to knock everyone out. And so far, the only one that's been able to handle it is Tyson Fury. Yeah, that's correct.
So he's gotten up twice.
So why are people pinning their hopes on Deontay Wilder knocking Fury out?
Because he's done it every time he stepped in the ring.
But he didn't do it last time. So why is everyone so sure it's going to happen this time if he didn't do it last time?
Interestingly enough, that's the only highlight I really see from the first fight. I see Tyson clowning around, and I see that knockdown in the 12th round. We don't even see the one, I believe it was in the 7th round, if I'm not mistaken.
Ninth.
Was it the 9th round? Okay.
No, the first one was in the 9th.
Ninth.
We don't even see that knockdown. But we see that 12th round played over and over again like it ended there. It didn't end there, guys. The fight was a draw. I mean, it was like, and it was dominated by Fury. It really was. That first fight was dominated by Fury.
Who has more ways to win?
Fury has more ways to win.
You always go with the guy. You have always historically gone with the guy who has more ways to win.
I do. My problem here, though, the reason I'll stay with my Wilder pick, and again, I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't bet this fight. I wouldn't bet this fight for anything because And those two guys, Brian and Jesse Reekin, putting $200 on this fight, that to me is just crazy. Because honestly, this fight could really go either way. It could go either way. This isn't even like the Ruiz Joshua fight. I mean, it just could go. I could see it playing out either way. Really could.
But how is Fury all of a sudden going to be so much more fragile this time around than he was the first time?
I don't know that he will be. I don't know that he will be, but you saw it in the first fight. If that knockdown in the 12th round happens in the second round now, you think he makes it out of that fight?
Yeah, because he got up and won the round.
It's tough. It's tough.
And Wilder was exhausted.
Not to mention, both guys are 20 pounds heavier than they were the first time they fought. That tips it in too. Go ahead.
The one thing that worries me about Fury, Eric, is that cut being open. No matter how it's opened, that was a dangerous cut.
That's my thing too.
I don't want to see this fight stopped on cut.
Yeah, the cut. There's a lot of unknowns in Fury's camp, man. The other thing, the cut, the trainer change, and then the ankle injury. Those are big deals, and not to mention you're 20 pounds heavier coming in.
But we don't know.
It's all a big deal.
But we don't know Wilder's injuries.
You're right. And you know what? We don't know Wilder's injuries because they haven't been revealed, or maybe he doesn't have any. Nobody's 100% coming in. But the other thing with Wilder, that with Wilder too, okay, he's 20 pounds heavier, and this is a guy who, you and I both agree, he was exhausted in that 12th round. Right?
Wilder
was exhausted.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
20 pounds heavier now than he was his last fight.
Fury's used to fighting heavy. He's used to. Fury. This is what Fury told you. He goes, "I'm used to being a fat man." Wilder's not.
Right. I'll tell you this. In Wilder's, again, he's 20 pounds heavier. He's not fat, but those muscles carry a lot of oxygen.
Well, here's the thing. Wilder's
not the deal.
Wilder's not fat, but he looked a lot smoother, less defined. To me, he looked a lot smoother, less defined. Did he look
really?
Yeah. He's much more defined than that.
I tell you, man, it's one of those things, like I said, when it's just, there's too much for me anyway. There's too much unknown. Listen, I'm taking Wilder. I won't change my pick to Fury. I'll take Wilder in the fight. I hope Tyson Fury wins. I'll be rooting for Tyson Fury. But I'll take Wilder in the fight. Again, I wouldn't, but to me, as far as betting on this thing, it's too much unknown. Too much unknown to bet with. No way.
And here's another thing, too. Wilder's historically, he's come out and said, "I'm not a big eater." So how did he put on this weight? Did he force feed himself to put on this weight? That's another thing.
That's the other thing. I mean,
he's already said before, like, "I'm not a big eater. I don't like to really eat that much. They tell me I have like a baby stomach because I can't eat a lot."
Yeah.
So guys that can't eat a lot that put on weight, they generally put on weight because they force fed themselves.
Right.
Fury likes to eat, so he's not force feeding himself.
And that's a problem too. That could be a problem too. All right, Robert, we're going to get moving here. So your official pick, Tyson Fury by decision.
Okay. That's correct.
You're on record, my man. All right, man. I will talk to you soon.
And good luck to Brian and Jesse. That took guts last week, guys. That took guts.
Guts or lack of brains? I don't know, man. $200 on this fight. That's a lot.
Robbie, I heard you're putting 1,000 on Fury. Is that true?
Did you put 1,000 on Fury, Robert?
That's why you're not buying the pay-per-view. Just in case you have to cover your bets.
I don't have that kind of money, and I wouldn't do it if I did.
There you go.
Come on, Robbie.
There you go. Me and Robbie both, man. I'll tell you what.
I seen that Mercedes you've been driving around in down on Rodeo Drive.
Down on Rodeo.
Going to Publix trying to get a slushie.
Publix. Georgie, 508, you're live.
All right, here we go.
Or maybe not.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people?
What's happening?
Listen, this shit is crazy, though. There is my hype about this.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it.
You excited?
This thing is out there on full force, bro.
You excited?
It's mafias, bro. They pushing it, but I love it. They're doing something nice, at least once. They put this shit in the Super Bowl. I mean, all the networks, they like teaming up. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that they ended up at the end being good for the sport. right? He turned out to be great because if you remember last time, we can go back to the old video when they fought the first time. On the first fight, I remember the show. Robbie he still was around at that time, and I remember he wasn't even hype about it. Nobody was it. And
I was hyped about it. I'm a huge Fury fan.
We were hyped about this fight.
I was hyped about the first fight.
We were both hyped about this fight.
I'm a huge Fury fan.
Oh, come on, George.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop it. I got the receipts that said it's out there.
You got the receipts.
Go do your research. Go to the archives.
George, he's borrowing tablets over at Rikers.
Listen, these things
fountain of misinformation over
there. I love it, bro. So, Eric, come on, let me get this straight. You switching? You going for Wilder now?
I picked Wilder last week. Where you been? Where you been?
So you going to Wilder then?
He was in solitaire. Last week. He didn't hear us.
He always was picking Wilder right from the jump.
Yeah. I picked Wilder.
All right. I just want to make sure we're on record again because you guys get suffer from amnesia. Another question for the record. Do you still hold the title that led you keep? Flash that shit. Because I'm challenging you right now, early in the year. I'm picking Fury for the private and the title. Strap me up.
He doesn't have the belt. I have the belt.
Steve has the belt.
I have the belt. I didn't get stripped yet.
Oh, you got the belt?
I got the belt.
Oh,
I didn't get stripped yet.
I didn't send it to you yet.
I didn't piss dirty yet.
I had to make my own belt. Beeb's got the WWE belt.
Send it to Beeb because that's not your shit.
That's the way it goes, man. Possession's 9/10 of the law.
Listen, you guys, you gotta stop it. Stop it. You get the whole thing confused. I think I'm gonna challenge you, and you make me look stupid.
Well, you can challenge him for the number one contender status. How's that? You can fight him in an eliminator.
Yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, I think the number one contender ought to be Jesse Reekin or Brian. Betting $200 on it, man.
Hey, true that.
They put the money down, man. I think they deserve a shot.
They want to jump on it. Let's see if they want to jump on it. Now, a lot of people want to show their face to someone now, so that's whatever. But, I just call in to say my pick. You Kurt Pride and the new Fury. Dude, this is going to be beautiful. Another thing. Do you hear what they're doing to Dana White?
Dana White's.
What the fuck is that name? The WBC mafia dude?
Mauricio Suleiman.
Yeah, he was in another show not too long ago talking about how Deviant White was lying. How the fuck he's lying? What is the meaning of having this goddamn belt, the silver bird, and the number one position for that long and not get you shot? What the fuck that mean?
They're all corrupt, son. You know this.
I'm sick of them, man.
Doesn't matter. We're all sitting around wondering.
What do you mean?
Doesn't matter if you're ranked. Doesn't matter if you're ranked number one. Doesn't matter if you're ranked number one. If you still have to have mandatory status. You don't. That mandatory status is being ranked number one.
To be ranked number one.
Read their rules. I already did a video on this. Read their rules. Read their rules.
Means nothing.
And
it says.
Found it fair. You don't found. You said, okay, so we will go. How come we go with the rule with this? And we're not going with the rule with the fucking second left on the fight. And we question the fucking Jack Reed fucking pedigree on being on trial at fucking a nurse.
I'm doing the same thing you do all the time. I'm doing the same thing you will do all the time. That's the way it is. You know that's the way it is. You got to accept it. That's the way it is. You got to accept it. That's the way it is. You got to accept it. Got to accept it. You already know the rules. Why does it shock you? Why does it shock you? Why does it shock you? Why does it shock you that a guy could be ranked number one? Why does it shock you that a guy could be ranked number one and still not get a title shot?
Let me ask you a question, Georgie. Georgie, let me ask you a question.
You should be used to it already.
Errol Spence, listen.
No, let me ask you a question first.
He just wants to filibuster.
I'm going to answer your question if you answer my question, Eric. If you answer my question, I answer yours. Quick one.
What is your question?
When fighters fight, and the round is over, do judges judge rounds sometimes as even rounds? Yes or no?
Yes.
Not in the U.S.
Yes or no?
Not in the U.S.
Check the fuck up. It's on the rules.
When?
Check it. I'm gonna tell you the same shit you guys telling me now.
When?
Don't check
They
it.
can-
Last time, yeah, of course it's in the rules.
They-
Yes, you're
they-
right. It is in the rules. They don't exercise it though.
They can. They can. Does he realize when he yells we can't understand him?
He yells because yeah,
Does he realize when he yells we can't understand him?
right.
We can't understand what you're saying when you yell.
It's in the rules. We know it's all in the rules. We know that you could score, but in the United States, you'll be hard pressed to find
Why is he still talking?
who scores an even round.
Why is he still talking?
I don't know, because he doesn't want to listen, because he just wants to
Why
talk.
is he still talking?
I don't know.
In the U.S., you can do it, but it's not. Why is he still talking?
We answer his
Why-
question. We try to answer.
Why
We're trying
is
to
he?
answer you.
Why is he still talking?
We're trying
in
to
the-
answer you, man.
In the rules, you can score a 10-10 round, but it's never done in the U.S. I can't remember the last time I saw a U.S. judge score a 10-10 round.
Never.
It's done a lot in the
Never.
U.S. It's done very often in the U.S.
Right now,
Why is he still talking? Why is he still talking? Why is he still talking?
That if I go to the archives of boxing in the United States of America, I'm not going to find an even round and score nowhere? You crazy!
Do it.
The fuck you talking about?
Do it. Do it.
Of course they being.
Do
In the
it.
last 20 years, I want you to find in the last
Do
20.
it.
Listen to me. In
Do
the
it.
last 20 years,
Do
'cause
it.
I think like when Sugar Ray and stuff back in the 70s and early 80s, they
When
did
Sugar
that.
Ray Leonard fought Tommy Hearns, that was the last time I remember seeing even rounds
Yeah,
in the second fight.
and that was such nonsense too.
And that's how it was a draw.
Didn't they have even rounds?
Even better. This is the question they're going to stand and vote for you.
Is something wrong with him?
The WBC, WBA,
Yes.
IBS,
Yes, there is.
IBS, all these, you're still talking? And
You're
all
talking.
Listen,
Guys,
Why do you want to embarrass yourself every week? Why? Why do you want to do this every week? You want to embarrass yourself.
You don't want the question. You don't want the question because I get into
You
right
don't
now.
want the answers.
I
The
was
guards
about
must
to
be in
go
a
my
meeting
way
over at
because
Rikers.
Just when you think
I'm
you got all
telling
the
you,
answers,
I'm
I
telling
change
you
the
this question
questions.
right here. If I go into the WBC books, IBF, you're going to tell me that in any of these organizations, I'm not going to find a rule saying that I just can't score that even round.
They're not going to score an even
You're telling
round.
me that.
Yes,
You know
they're
what?
not going to score an even round.
No, do you understand the question? Don't try to change
You know the last time I saw
WBA, IBS, WBA, WBO, do I going to find somewhere on the rules that I just can't score even round?
you know the last time I saw an even round in a fight? When
That's it. It's a wrap.
no,
It's a wrap.
the last time I saw. Why is he still talking? Why is he still talking?
You know,
Why is
listen,
he still talking? Why is he still talking?
We can talk about like even rounds, like because of a point deduction or something like that. That's not what
No,
we're talking
you know
about.
the last
here.
time it was an even round too? If both fighters, right, score a knockdown each, it's a 10-point must system, right? When Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez knocked each other down, that round was 10-10 because it's a 10-point must system unless a point's taken away. That was the last time I saw a 10-10 round.
Moving the goalpost once again, huh? What you gonna go with the racist film?
What's he talking about?
That's
What's he talking
on
about?
the bag now.
Up the dose, man. You got to up the
seriously. You got to get
you
on
gotta,
50
You got to up
milligrams.
the. You got to up the
get on
dose.
50 milligrams.
You got to
of
up
stuff,
the
man. Seriously,
You got to
man.
up the dose, bro. You got to up the dose, bro.
Listen.
Go back and talk to your doctor and see if he can up it.
Shout out to the UK.
Seriously, dude, put the bong down.
Shout out to the UK and the new by UK Masterclass. I'm gonna see you Sunday. Number one contender, I'm coming for you, babe.
Kids, this is why we tell you, don't do drugs.
Georgie.
Kids. All you kids out there, and all you parents watching, make sure you tell your kids, don't do drugs.
Omar Rodriguez just said, if Jason follows this call, I'm unliking the show. All right. Well, listen, man, I don't want to get that. Where's there he is. There he is. Let's go to Hamed. Hamed, all the way from England. Hamed, you're live.
Yeah.
Right, let's get it going here now. Let's get it going here. Put the Quaaludes down. Put the Quaaludes down.
Hamed's so funny. He'll like when he calls in, he's like he'll always go to the chat. Hey, I'm calling from England. Put me in next. Like I'm just supposed to cut the other guy off and bring him in. I love Hamed.
It sounds like he just wakes up too when he calls.
How's it going?
What's going on, Hamed? What's up? What's going on, baby? Kick some knowledge.
How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good, Hamed. I promise you, we're okay. We're doing good. I promise.
I'm good. Georgie, that was a crazy call.
Hamed, how you doing today?
I swear to God, I swear to stack of Bibles, I'm doing okay. I
Steve,
promise.
how are you today?
I'm all right.
All right.
All right, enough with the pleasantries. Let's go.
90 seconds.
All right. I was going to say this. You can score even rounds, but you don't generally do that in America. They do that a lot in the UK.
Tell the meth head that.
You get Carl Frost. No, I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying tell the meth head that. Don't we already know that.
He's offline though. I barely understand the way you see. But I was just saying then because Fury
60 seconds.
A lot of people are saying Fury came back and won the round. I still don't think he did enough to make that 10-9 round.
No. I don't think so.
10-8 was the right score. 10-8 was the right score.
10-8 was the right score.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people said Fury won the round. He didn't win the round.
Right.
No,
you're right. You're right. It was a 10-8 round. There's no question. I scored it a 10-8 round.
Let me give you an example. Klitschko, Joshua, round 5. Joshua dropped Klitschko first minute. Then gets battered from pillar to post for 2.5 minutes. That is a round where you could either score, I think, if it's 10-point match system, I think you could score a 10-9. Or some people say you could score a 9-8 because they say once you get dropped. I got
10 seconds.
I remember someone was saying if you do get back up and you win the rest of the round and you dominate the guy, you could give the guy the point back because he got back off the floor and essentially you won the round. But it don't really make a difference if it's 10-9 or 9-8, essentially in terms of points difference, because you're just going to win the point back. The only thing is, instead of maybe 15 for one guy or 116, there'll be a difference on that. But that's what I was just going to say with that. Like 10-10, you should have really scored on. I was going to say about the fight. I'm not sure. I see a lot of people that respect are picking Fury, so I'm not sure if Wilder will surprise us all and knock him out. I don't think that's a good idea because Fury. I talked about this recently to a couple of guys. I think Fury's optimum weight, if he wants to hit Wilder, because if you look at his rematch, he normally comes in heavier. Against McDermott in the rematch, he was 270, but he was obviously overweight at that time, wasn't in good shape, and this is back in 2010 or 11. But against Chisora, he was 264, I think, and the first fight he was lighter. I thought 19 stone, about that is about right. I know 273 was the number they said, but he had clothes on. He had, I don't know how much heavy he would have been. I think he's around about 270, which he was saying. As long as he's in good shape, I think that's okay. The only thing is,
if he can't knock Wilder out, can he do 12 rounds at 270? That's a big question. Like, what do you guys reckon about that? Like, can he move around 12
He's
rounds?
done it before. He's done it before. When
No, at least
go back and look at the second Chisora fight when he was this weight, and look at the style that he employed. That this is for what he needs to do tomorrow night. For what he needs to do tomorrow night, this is the optimum weight. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
I think coming at 270, he's not coming to bust. That's why I'm trying
Exactly.
to figure out, you know,
We're grinding it out tomorrow night. That's what we're doing.
plan doesn't work.
We're coming to grind it out.
Yeah, what about Wilder's weight? Wilder is much heavier. I don't think that's a good weight. If I was a Wilder fan,
I think it's a horrible weight for Wilder. I really do. I think
it's
a bad weight for Wilder.
If he puts him down, I think Fury gets knocked out. 230, Wilder loading up. I think that's dangerous. If he lands, but I don't know if he can land.
The right hand's compromised.
What do you mean it's compromised?
I don't think it's 100%.
He's going to be slower. I mean,
I don't think the right
Fury
hand's
might be
100%.
slow as well. But if you look at the weight,
You don't think what now? Hold on, what?
I don't think the right hand's 100%. I just
Based
don't.
on what though?
It's not throwing it. If he's not throwing it in training camp, it's not 100%.
How do you know he's not throwing in training? Just because of some videos?
He said he wasn't. He said he didn't throw it in the first fight.
he said he hurt his hand.
He said he hurt as he broke his forearm, Eric, in training for the first fight.
In the first fight, yeah, that was a couple of fights ago.
Also said he had a pin in his hand before too.
Right.
And he said when he was training for the first fight, he said when he was training for the first fight, I didn't throw it in training camp because I didn't want to injure it. If I was going to injure it, I'd rather injure it in the fight.
So he injured it in the first fight. He injured his right hand in the first fight.
But that hand has been injured before, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So I think the hand
back in the 12th round though.
But he didn't knock him out. And when he was throwing it,
that punch would have knocked out a horse. He hit him twice.
But watch the whole fight, and he even said this. He said my timing was off with the right hand because I wasn't throwing it in camp.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Even if it is compromised, he can still knock you out with it.
But he didn't. He didn't knock him out with it.
You're talking about, yeah, but he's knocked out everybody else, not this guy.
But not this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. I'm not saying he can't, but will he? I think the right hand's compromised.
Can I see
I don't
this?
think that right hand's compromised
He
at all.
dropped him in round 12, and he dropped him in round 12, and he's 212 pounds. Surely, if he's 230 and he drops him in the first 4 or 5 rounds, I'm pretty sure Fury will be hurt a lot more because he just about beat the count, and that was in the 12th round. And Wilder wasn't that heavy. Like, I know Fury's heavy as well, but the heavier you are, normally the harder you fall as well. So I gotta agree with Eric. I think if Fury gets hit early, I think Wilder will knock him out.
I think so too.
I don't think Fury could afford to.
But
get
can
hit.
I ask a question?
Unless Fury does
Can I ask a question? Is my theory on the right hand, is that totally implausible? Is that totally not plausible to think that maybe that hand is that? Are we supposed to believe that hand arm?
Because he knocked out Louis Ortiz with the right hand. There's nothing wrong with that right.
I understand. Okay, but he could still knock people out with it not being 100%, correct?
Sure. So even if it's not 100%, who cares?
But did you see how many times he missed with it? Like, what I'm saying is
he misses with a lot of shots.
What I'm saying is fight after fight, from what I've been seeing, his accuracy has been going down. Now, are we going to pin all out? Are we going to?
I disagree with that completely because his accuracy was never good anyway.
I rewatched the Ortiz fight.
Watch the second Ortiz fight. He was missing more shots in that fight. That fight and the Fury fight, he was missing.
Gerald Washington. Beep, he's never been like an accurate puncher, man.
What I'm saying is, I honestly think when I hear someone say that I'm not throwing a punch in camp because I'm afraid that I'm going to hurt it, that sends a red flag in my head, because once someone injures something,
I'll go along with that. You know,
once someone injures something and they say that they baby it in the back of it. Even Andre Ward, remember Andre Ward was talking about how he hurt his shoulder, and then he said his right shoulder was hurting, was damaged for years, and he never got it operated on. And you know what he said? He said, all throughout my career when I was training, I never threw it. That's why it was off. And then when he got it repaired and operated on and he felt confident to throw it, you see what he did in the second Kovalev fight? That's after he got the operation.
Yeah.
So whenever someone says to you, I was afraid to do something in fear of injury, subconsciously that's in the back. Let me finish, please. Subconsciously, that's in the back of their mind. Okay, so if he's saying I didn't want to throw it in training, he may not be throwing. I can't say this. The footage I've seen, he's not throwing it. Now, does that mean he's not throwing it all camp? No, but the footage that you know a camera's on you, wouldn't you think that you're going to show your best stuff to make yourself look good, right? Why would you not throw it?
Maybe.
Why would you not throw it? So
why would you not take your shirt off at the weigh-in?
That's mind games. But
right, of course, that's mind games.
That's mind games. No,
listen, this just in, Beeb. I hate to interrupt you. Hey, quiet. Hang on. Adrian Bronner, TMZ is reporting. I just saw this in the chat. Adrian Bronner has been arrested at the Wilder Fury weigh-in. TMZ is reporting Adrian Bronner was just arrested and taken away by the cops at the weigh-in. Back in November, AB was twice told was not allowed to visit the property. Let me see here, regardless of the warning. Okay, here's the deal. Back in November, AB was told that he was not allowed to visit the property, I guess the MGM Grand Garden. And regardless of the warning, Bronner showed up at the weigh-in and he was arrested. He was asked to leave, ignored the request, so hotel security detained him until the police took over. He's being taken to county jail where he'll be processed. And then he'll be released with a misdemeanor trespassing citation. What a moron.
He's an idiot.
I mean, seriously, what a moron, man.
He's an idiot.
Can you believe this? I mean, seriously, like, what is wrong with this guy? This guy's got problems, man.
Yeah.
Guy's got big problems. Hamed, we're going to move on, okay? We're going to get going. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling in, man. We appreciate it. Who do you got for this fight? Who do you got for this fight?
All right. I just want to see, did Ward hurt his left or right back? Did he hurt Kovalev with the right?
It was his right. It was his right. I just explained to you. He had a torn rotator cuff for years in his right shoulder, and he never got it operated on. And then he got it operated on, and then that's what. And then after they got it up, Cotto was the same thing. Hurt his right hand. These were fighters that never threw their right hands in fights because they had bad shoulders. So if you have if you have a pin in your right hand and you've broken your right forearm, and you know subconsciously you may be concerned about that injuring that again. Floyd Mayweather, when he started breaking his hands, Paulie Malignaggi started breaking his hands. Remember, Paulie Malignaggi wouldn't even throw his right hand in fights anymore because he just kept throwing his jab.
Pernell Whitaker had hand trouble too.
Yeah,
remember that.
So when you have hand trouble over the years, after a while, you start second guessing yourself because you're concerned that you're gonna hurt yourself again. That's all I'm saying.
There it is. All right, Hamed, we're gonna get running, man. Thank you so much for the call. All right, let's go to Jason 706. 706, you're live.
Hi, Jason. How are you? How you doing, buddy?
Did you guys just say Bruno got a citation in Vegas?
Broner got arrested. Yeah, Broner got arrested. He's going to be processed and released with a misdemeanor citation for trespassing.
And he's getting a citation? He's getting a citation for trespassing? Oh, my fucking God, dude. Like, can we stop the presses and just do another hour show about this, please? Henry? Eric?
I'm sorry. I guess. Beeb, I recognize this. I think he was trying to be funny. I think that's what it was. He was trying to be funny.
Why would that Why would that hurt you so bad that Broner got arrested?
He was trying to be funny.
Did you bail him out?
He was trying to be funny.
Did you run down there? Did you run down there and bail him out?
I can't.
Hey, Beeb, let's give him what he wants.
Well,
that was so
let
good.
Let me ask you a question.
I wish I would have thought to say that.
Let me ask you a question, Jason. If someone told you that you're not allowed to be at a certain place or you would get arrested, would you go back there?
Look,
Yes or no? Would you go back
I
there?
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Jason's a hard guy. Yeah, Jason's a hard guy.
Idiot.
Moron.
Idiot.
Who you got? Who you got, Jason?
Dude, there's like 10,000 people. There's like 10,000 people there. I mean,
Did you count them?
He probably blend in.
All Fury fans too.
Did you count them?
All Fury fans
You
too.
can tell.
You could tell. I could just tell 10,000 people.
All Fury fans.
You could just tell 10,000 people, huh?
Yeah, I could tell.
You're an idiot.
All Fury fans.
Moron, son.
Why you can't? What did you think? You thought there was like 2,000 people there?
I don't know how many people were there.
I'll be honest with you.
Bad as hell, man. That's why he didn't take off his shirt. He's like, Fury
Don't
was
worry
like
about it.
Eric, at the pool, you don't take your shirt off.
Yeah, look at
He's
you.
like Eric at the beach
Look
with
at
his shirt
you. Where's your
Look at you.
pictures at, son?
Look at you, string bean.
Where's your picture? Where's Jason's picture at?
Look at you, Mr. Pipe Cleaner Arms.
Where's
do you
Jason's
mean?
picture at?
What do you mean? Where's my picture at?
Where's your picture at, son?
Yeah, you show us that picture. Show us that picture with those Oscars.
FarmersOnly.com. Other than the FarmersOnly.com picture you got on.
Show us those Oshkosh bagoshes again. Show us those overalls. Show us those inbred jet overalls. Show us those inbred jet overalls you wore. Your Facebook picture with the 3 of your teeth missing.
Yeah, he did. He had those overalls on in his Facebook picture, didn't he?
Fucking
He looked
hillbilly.
He was over there cleaning. He was cleaning up the. He just stood by a plane. He wasn't even flying. It was just cleaning up over there.
That was a green screen.
No, you didn't.
That was a green screen.
No, you didn't.
He had his freaking overalls on with 3 missing teeth.
He
Fucking
didn't even
hillbilly.
open his mouth when he smiled either.
All right, take it easy, hillbilly. Go ahead, hillbilly. Finish your statement. Finish what you had to say, hillbilly.
Finish what he had. He didn't really have anything to say, Beeb. What do you got to say?
If you're not going to the fight, I'm good, man. If you're not going to the fight,
It's in Las Vegas. Why?
I'm
I got stuff going on.
I'm really actually disappointed that I'm not going, to be honest with you. I was supposed to be part of the Fury entourage, but it didn't work out.
He's the East Coast Fury entourage. Fury needed you on the East Coast, man.
I know.
Yeah. No, did you guys see the video of Bradley and Broner arguing? They just posted that on Twitter. That's why he was there. He was trying to get some clout, some headlines. Yeah, well, that's why he's always in the headlines.
Oh, Bradley hates Broner. Bradley hates Broner. He can't stand Bradley.
I want to see those two fight.
Bradley was talking shit about Porter. Now Bradley's just fake. He was talking shit about.
He was talking shit about Porter, really?
Porter. He's working with him on Fox.
He didn't like. Why?
I'm not going to fight any of those guys. I don't hate them.
He's not fighting anybody.
He's like they haven't accomplished anything. When he was trying to retire, people were calling him out. Like,
I hate Tim Bradley.
Did you guys already order the pay-per-view? Yeah, me too. Dude, Tyson Fury and Brian Kenny, those are the 2 worst guys in absolute fucking ESPN. And
Brian Kenny sucks.
Kate Abdo is so beautiful, man. Isn't she gorgeous?
She sucks, though.
You don't like her?
No.
I kind of like. I kind of like
chicken announcers, man. I just don't.
I like her, and I like her accent. I love her.
I don't like her.
Eric is a fucking hater because he could never get her, so he's hating on her.
Yeah.
Oh, you stop it now.
Let's see a picture of your girl now. Hey, Jason, let me see a picture of your girl.
Show us a picture of olive oil.
Why would I show you a picture of my girl? Why would I do that?
It's a sheep. He's got a picture of a sheep over his bed.
Obviously, she'd look better than your girl.
Yeah, you think so? I doubt it, son. I doubt it, son.
Of course.
He's just going to show me a picture of his left hand. That's about it.
That's not even a question. That's not even a question.
That's not even a question.
You want to meet my girlfriend? Here's my girlfriend. Here she is. Here's Betsy. Here's Betsy. Here's her friend Sue. And they both know what they got to do.
Was it air pumping night for Lewis? Air pumping night? Air pumping Friday?
Air pumping Friday. Nope.
Pre-fight air pumping party? Pumping air pre-fight?
That's Beeb's types of. These are Beeb's types of women right here.
Yeah.
This is what Beeb. This is the stuff Beeb hooks up with.
Yeah.
Right here, baby.
What about that, Jason?
What about this?
What about that, Jason?
You ain't got none of this.
Save that for later, son.
You ain't got none of this.
Go ahead.
You ain't
Take
got
a screenshot and save it for later, son.
That's a Beeb hooks up. That's your beat off.
That's your beat off.
That's your beat off material for the rest of the week.
That's what dealing with.
Looks like your
yeah.
Looks like your sister. Is that your sister? Looks like your sister.
See what he's saying now?
He got nothing to
Getting into fit.
He always gets
Yes,
a family.
yes, to get into fit. You know when you're getting smashed, when you have to go low and get into families. That's when you know. But see, I'm not gonna. Smashed. But see, I don't go at families because that's just not what I do.
Nope.
But see,
really? You just call me inbred, babe. You just call me inbred. I can't say make jokes now. Come on.
I called you hillbilly.
The same thing.
Called you hillbilly. Called you hillbilly. Called you hillbilly.
I'm making a joke. Now you want to cry? Why are you crying about jokes?
I ain't crying about it.
Relax. It's like spirit.
Hey, you're hurting my feelings. I'm so broken up. Eric, can you give me a tissue, please? I can't stop crying.
Are you guys both picking Fury? Are you guys both
no, he's picking Wilder. He's picking Wilder. Let me guess, you're picking Wilder too, right? PBC.
Yeah, you know he's going to take the PBC guy. He's going to take the PBC guy. He's got no other like decision-making skills. But
Wilder could come into the ring with two broken legs. He'd still pick Wilder.
Dude, I'm a Wilder fan. Why wouldn't
PBC?
I'm a Wilder fan. Why wouldn't I pick him? Jesus Christ.
PBC. How you doing, PBC?
More than me, probably, because you do a show. So.
I love PBC.
I like the PBC.
Why would I not talk about PBC? I love PBC.
Yeah.
Not as much as you, but I still love him.
Did you guys see the ratings for fucking Planned Fight? Were you surprised?
Yeah, it was almost 2 million. It was like 1.8 or something like that.
Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, what do you think?
Anything that fight had no deal. Go ahead.
What do you think, Beeb? Let's talk about this for a second here, man. What do you think the pay-per-view is going to be?
Now?
Yeah.
I changed my mind. I said 500,000. I said 500,000.
I think I said 400,000.
I'm changing my mind. I think it does $1 million.
Really?
Yes.
Bob Arum says it's going to do 2 million.
Said 300. Lorda said 300.
Yeah. I think 300.
You were being so fucking.
I think 300.
I think it's going to do $1 million now.
But easy, dude. 500-600.
Here's what people are forgetting. Here's what people are forgetting. Here's what people are forgetting. It's going to be on ESPN, Fox. It's going to be on ESPN Plus and the Fox app. There's going to be so many ways to watch this fight.
It'll probably be on Fight TV too, I would imagine.
Fight TV?
Yeah, Fight TV will probably have it.
Yeah, for overseas. Yeah.
I heard it's on. I actually heard it may be on Nickelodeon too. I mean, this fight is everywhere.
You know what? And I wonder if it'll be on DAZN.
Dude, they're on Masked Singer.
You know,
Did you hear that? They're both on Masked Singer. That show on Fox. Did you hear that? What is that show about? Have you seen it before? Masked Singer?
Oh, man, what are you talking about? Anyway, Beeb, you know what? You remember that one thing when we saw like PBC on DAZN?
Yeah.
And it was like over in Germany and stuff like that. But I bet it'll be on DAZN. I bet you any money it'll be on DAZN somewhere in the world.
They have Tyson Fury on DAZN, like they interview him and shit too. So
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, I'm still holding steadfast 400,000.
That's low, Eric.
I think it's going to be low. I think it's low too.
Like 200 markets, dude.
We'll figure it out, man. We'll see.
This fight is on TV in like 200.
I don't think.
Didn't the first fight do 375? And you're saying this is going to do less than the first fight? That's impossible, Eric.
300 to 400,000.
That's impossible, Eric.
It's not impossible.
Nah, first fight did 350. First fight did 350.
And you're saying that this fight's going to do the
300
same?
to 400. Yeah.
That's it, Eric?
Yeah.
I'm saying around 700. I'm saying around 700. 700, Beeb. 700 because
Beeb says $1 million.
I'm changing it to $1 million. I said 500,000 last week. I'm changing my pick to $1 million.
Mike T in the chat says 2.8 million.
You know why I'm changing my pick? Because D-Style works for Dish. D-Style works for Dish, right? And he's saying that a lot of orders are coming in, and it's mandatory. It's mandatory overtime.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
for real?
It's mandatory overtime. Let me finish. Why do people keep talking over me tonight?
I don't understand it.
What is?
Hold on.
What is wrong with him?
Dish did a.
Dish. All right, he's on mute.
So D-Style was telling me because he works for Dish, and they have mandatory overtime this week.
Wow.
And they said last time this happened was Mayweather Pacquiao.
Was it Mayweather Pacquiao? I thought it was Mayweather McGregor, maybe, or was it?
Or Mayweather McGregor too. But
yeah.
But there's mandatory overtime.
So you think? So you're shooting for the million range?
People are talking to me that aren't that are casual boxing fans that are talking to me about this fight now.
A lot of people are into it
because the ESPN and Fox have put Tyson. And you know what? Tyson Fury seems to have been on more shows than Deontay Wilder.
I don't know why.
He's doing more. America loves Tyson Fury. Like we have people at work. Like there's a lawyer.
How come we don't love our own champs? Did
No,
you
but
ever notice that?
There's a lawyer at work, right?
Uh-huh.
She works for the city with us, right? She's a big boxing fan. She loves Tyson Fury.
Wow.
She likes Deontay Wilder too, but she loves Tyson Fury.
My wife loves Tyson Fury too.
Does she really?
Yeah, she's a big Tyson Fury
People
fan.
just love this guy. It's so
he's
crazy.
Got a good story. You think about it, he's got a good story.
But he says
he really
things.
Does.
When he says things, right? I know he's not bullshitting when he talks about depression, because all the things he says, because I have depression, because when my mother passed away, I was very depressing. Yeah. I'm better now, but he'll say things about, like, because there's 1 in 4 people that suffer from depression in the United States. He'll say things like, you know, Sundays are my worst favorite days, because those are the days that I don't go to the gym, and I have more free time on my hands, and I get depressed. I feel the same way. Like all these things he says and talks about, I feel from time to time, because I haven't been through it probably to the, like, I never wanted to ever kill myself like he said he wanted to do, but I like when he talks about depression, he hits home with me, because I feel those things he's talking about, so I know it's not just bullshit.
Yeah, I mean I think because he's been so open about this,
he's a realistic
kind of. I mean,
he's so real. Like he's not fake.
I could see him like being a motivational speaker after this. You know, after his career is over.
I love him
speaking and stuff like that, and really being you know, I really could. I mean, he can really help a lot of people, because boxing, you know, boxing is like a vehicle for him to get his message out there, but he really could help a lot of people.
I don't care what anyone says. He's the closest thing to Muhammad Ali we're ever going to see in this generation.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone. I mean, people can call me an idiot if they want, call me stupid.
Whatever, man. Yeah, but
that's what I feel.
You know. So yeah, I guess to sum all this up, man, Jason's out. You know, to sum all this up, man, I'll tell you what, I will be rooting for Fury. I do. I'm a big Tyson Fury fan.
I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan.
Yeah. I mean, we're both big Tyson Fury fans. I'll be rooting for Fury. You know, again, man, I to pick this fight, to me, it's a pick 'em fight. I'll take Wilder in it, just because we got a lot of unknowns with Tyson Fury. But there's also a lot of unknowns with Wilder too. I really, like I said, man, I couldn't.
No, if you're picking Wilder, I can't argue with you, anybody, because there's caveats on both sides.
Yeah,
there really is. I mean, I don't know if that eye's not going to open up again. I don't know. I could be wrong about the weight out. You know,
we're hearing stuff about an ankle injury and stuff like that. You know,
man. Sugar Hill said that he hurt both his ankles.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see how it goes out. But let's talk about this. Like, if Fury wins, there's definitely gonna be a third fight. And yeah, I'm not real big on rematches anyway. I'm sure not big on third fights. But let's talk about if Wilder wins. I don't believe there will be a third fight, because the champ is now tied and 1-1. Doesn't have to get his belt back. He's now the lineal champion. If Wilder wins, what's next for Wilder?
It depends how this fight plays out. If this fight is a blowout on Wilder's end, then they may sit down with Joshua.
I mean, let's say it looks like the Ortiz fight, where he's getting dominated the entire fight and then knocks him out in the 7th. All right. Let's just say it's something like that.
Oh, there'll be a rematch.
You think so?
Yes.
Let's say there's not a rematch. You think AJ is the only, I mean, because AJ really is the only guy out there for him. I mean, you could put guys like Konoski out there and stuff like that, but that's not the same, man. And he's only got, I mean, he doesn't have like a whole, you know, DAZN's got a lot of good heavyweights out there.
Well, Aaron already said that he doesn't really want Fury to fight AJ, because he doesn't look at AJ as a top level fighter anymore. And here's the big question mark we do have to ask about AJ, honestly. Will he be gun shy now moving forward? Will that knockout have affected him? Will he fight? Will he
Well,
fight?
I think he answered those questions, though, didn't he? Didn't he answer those questions in the last fight?
But didn't he look a little bit overcautious in that fight?
Well, sure.
And did you see when he got hit a few times how he grabbed onto dear life
Sure.
like Amir Khan used to do, when he used to get hit?
Well, yeah. I don't.
So
it's just a different way to fight. I mean, look at everybody makes a comparison with the two Mayweathers, Money Mayweather and
but what
Pretty Boy. I mean,
what I'm saying is, will he turn into like what Vladimir Klitschko turned into, a jab and grab type guy? Because
probably.
Remember when Vlad got knocked out? Remember when Vlad got knocked out a few
100%.
times? Will that be good enough to beat Fury and Wilder? That's the thing.
I don't know.
'Cause
That's an interesting fight, man. That is an interesting fight.
We needed that Joshua that fought Klitschko to make a Wilder fight interesting and to make a Fury fight interesting. Now, if we end up getting that Joshua that fought Ruiz, I don't know if that's going to be good enough for him to win. And then people say, "Oh, he's not going to fight Wilder or Fury that way." How do you know? That's a psychological thing.
Can he really call himself, though, the best in the world?
Joshua?
No. Wilder.
Oh, Wilder?
Not holding 3 of the 4 belts.
The
the other guys are undisputed, as close to undisputed as you could possibly get.
I don't think the fans care about the belts, and I don't think a lot of these.
I think that's a fair point.
I don't think a lot of these neutral, like Box Rec, The Ring, TransUnion, whatever. They have either Wilder or Fury at number 1. They don't have Joshua at number 1 anymore.
No.
So,
yeah, he's definitely lost his spot. But he will be number 2, I believe, after this fight tomorrow night.
Depends, though. If this fight is competitive.
Yeah.
If this is a 115 to 113 fight.
Yeah. Well, what are the odds on this? You're our odds guy. I think it was Fox posted something earlier and said Tyson Fury was favored, but every site I looked on,
Fury's a plus 115 now.
Yeah, well, like a 115 and a minus 100 for Wilder.
He's a slight dog.
Yeah, very slight. I mean, this is as close to a pick'em as you're likely to get.
And I'm going to say something else. The odds will probably go even up for Fury. He'll be even a higher underdog. You know why? Because of what you said earlier. People don't like seeing guys get on the scale with their shirts on. They don't.
And nobody likes that.
A lot of people don't like that.
Nobody likes it. I will tell you this, though. It would not surprise me to see Tyson Fury bet into the favorite role, just with all the UK crowd and everything like that around it. It would not shock me at all. The late money would not shock me at all to see him bet into the favorite. Would not shock me.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So, yeah, we'll see what goes on, man. And make sure to tune in Sunday. We will have the whole broadcast on Sunday. I
think I'm going to go live tomorrow night.
You're going to go live?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to be able to go live because I
can't go live.
I can't go live.
But I'm going to go live though. I'm not going to be able to resist it. I love going live for these fights.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah. So, and you know what? Hey, I'll be honest with you. If you go live, that's a great option. For anybody out there like Robert who doesn't want to buy the fight because the undercard.
Yeah, but I'm going to block him. I'm blocking him.
You're going to block Robert?
He's a fucking deadbeat. He's not buying the fight.
Oh, stop it. What's the matter with you?
I'm blocking him.
But I think this is a really good option for you guys who don't want to watch the fight, or even if you do want to watch the fight, tune in, have Beeb call the fight, sync it up with him or whatever. And so he's watching the fight and everything like that. And it's always a good time. It really is. It's always a good time because you can come in a chat, see what's what and everything like that, and talk to the people in there, talk boxing and everything. It's a really cool thing when we do those fight casts and everything. Unfortunately, due to circumstances out of my control, I won't be able to do that tomorrow.
No, don't worry about it.
But yeah, man. I mean,
we're gonna have a great show Sunday. That's gonna be
yeah. Stay tuned Sunday. I tell you what, man. Those two guys that I've been thinking about that all week. Brian and Jesse Reekin putting $200 on this fight, man. I was like,
Jesse Reekin called me today. He said Brian's not responding to his emails though.
Oh, get out of here.
He's not responding to his emails.
No.
He's disappointed.
I thought Cali King in the chat was Brian. Am I wrong?
That's Brian, yeah.
But he was in the chat earlier. I saw him in the chat earlier. So
yeah, he's not in the chat now. But
well, maybe he doesn't have the right email. Maybe he's not. Is Jesse Rican emailing him?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but no, Jesse Rican's a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic.
I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to go out and say it, but
it's my boy. That's my boy. But sometimes the deck's missing a few cards.
I agree totally. Brian's not responding to. I think they'll both pay up. I think whoever wins, they'll pay up. So that would be lousy if they didn't. That would be really lousy.
Who knows how?
I mean,
I've seen worse things happen on the internet. So
yeah.
You never know.
Omar Rodriguez, Corey's pick. He says, I guess he's wanting to know Corey's pick. Corey is going to give his pick tomorrow, probably around 1 a.m. And
Corey, who are you picking? Who are you picking, Corey?
Corey's going to do after the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's when he does his best picks.
Me and Georgie got Fury, baby. Tyson Fury.
I hope he wins, man. I hope he wins. I will be rooting for him. That's for sure. I really like Fury a lot, but as far as the pick goes, I don't know. Wilder. I don't know. It's a toss-up fight, man. But you know what's crazy about this is typically when there's a toss-up fight, there's a clear winner. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
On those toss-up fights, there's always a clear.
But you know what's funny?
Winner.
The first fight, Wilder wasn't crazy favorite either. He was only like 2-1.
Yeah. He wasn't a big favorite.
Let's see what the odds are right now after see if the weigh-in switched the odds a little bit.
Yeah, let's see here.
I'll look at five. Let me see what at least if it's like because 5 dimes
shark.
5 dimes usually they usually follow the Vegas lines. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh wow! So Tyson Fury is a +110. Deontay Wilder is a -130.
Let's see here.
Wow, Charles Martin's favorite over Washington. I like Washington in that.
Wow, fight. I like Washington a lot. Did you see that weigh-in? Jesus.
Washington's a +450. Wow.
He looked horrible on that scale. Yeah, I've got. Let's see here. Deontay Wilder now a -135 at Bovada. Tyson Fury +115 at Bet Online. He's -125. Tyson Fury's +105.
Yeah, he's +110 here and then -130 for Wilder.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get some more here. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, at 5 dimes, I got him at +115 and -125 for Wilder.
Yeah. So we'll see if the line moves. Well, it'll be interesting to look at the line tomorrow and see. If
Charles Martin, incidentally, is a huge favorite.
Yeah, he's a -600.
Wow.
I don't like Charles Martin.
I don't like that fight for either one of those guys. I mean, that's.
Let's see if we got an over/under in rounds here.
Yeah, I didn't see an over/under. They don't give me the over/under here.
Let me take a look here. Yeah, it's 10.5. -110 either way. It's 10.5.
10.5 for the over/under. Jesus.
So those are like Floyd Mayweather over/unders. Remember Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
Used to get like 10.5, 11.
That's tough, man. Yeah, that's a tough one. I would completely stay. I got Fury in the under. Fury under 8. Omar Rodriguez says. I don't know, man. This is. I wouldn't bet anything. Are you betting anything on this fight?
No,
I'm not betting on this fight.
Sometimes I don't like betting fights because because it ruins the enjoyment.
Well, yeah, and you never want to. I personally, I always think like if it's a fighter you always ride with, you never want to personally. You get too emotionally involved in it. You don't want to bet those. Yeah.
My friend, he's like he's got some money, right?
Yeah.
He loved Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
He loved him. Because Marvin Hagler's from Massachusetts, whatever.
Yeah.
When Marvin Hagler fought Sugar Ray Leonard, he fucking bet 30,000 on Marvin Hagler.
That's a bad bet.
Oh my God.
It's a bad bet.
It broke him.
That's a bad bet, man. Yeah.
It didn't break him financially, but it broke him mentally.
Yeah, that's a bad bet. You never want to bet on like I don't like betting on like big fights like that because you don't know. You don't know.
And I was rooting for Sugar Ray Leonard that night too, but I wasn't sure if he was going to win.
Yeah. I thought he lost the fight. Yeah, I thought
he
lost
really?
that fight. Yeah.
I scored it from 115 to 113.
Yeah, he lost that fight.
It was a close fight.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot closer than it should have been. Put it that way.
It was a close fight.
I thought that Hagler should have taken him out. You know what I mean? Not taking him out, but just I didn't think he was going to knock him out. But
and then that one idiot judge, he fucking scored at 118 and 110 for Leonard. That was retarded. He gave Hagler 2 fucking rounds. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's crazy.
2 rounds, dude.
Leonard was a lot like Oscar De La Hoya, where he didn't get the round. I mean, it's hard to. They're not going to give you the fight against him.
Leonard was one of the most liked fighters ever. Yeah. He was just like, not many people disliked Leonard.
Nobody disliked. Who disliked Sugar Ray?
He was America's sweetheart.
He was. Aside from Roberto Duran, who disliked Sugar Ray?
Yeah, he was fucking awesome.
Yeah. You'll never see another one like him, man. You'd be hard pressed to see another one like him.
He's like 60 years old, or 58 or something like that. He's in phenomenal fucking shape, man.
Oh, yeah. He looks good, man. For his age, he looks real good.
He still works out and shit. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fast.
He probably still kick people's asses, too, at fucking 60.
I'm sure he could take me, that's for sure.
Yeah. He's a great athlete.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he really is, man. All right, guys, we're going to get running. Make sure to catch the fight tomorrow and make sure to catch our show Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll have the full fight breakdown and review and everything like that here. So JC said Sugar Ray's the worst at commentating.
I don't want to bring that up though. I love him too much.
Dump all over Sugar Ray,
but now, he's not. He used to be a decent commentator. He's not a good commentator.
No, he was good on HBO. Remember him on HBO? I thought he was really good.
He was good on HBO. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just think what I think happened. I think he stopped watching the fights as closely as he used to, and then
could be. A lot of guys don't watch the fights, man. A lot of guys like Vinny Paz. Remember Vinny Paz? He said he doesn't even follow boxing really anymore. He said he couldn't tell you. He said he couldn't tell you who's who or.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows fighters and stuff like that, but he said he doesn't really follow boxing anymore.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? All right, guys. We will catch you Sunday.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.